While the world was engulfed in the deadliest conflict in human history, one country refused to call it a war. In Ireland, World War II wasn't called the war at all. It was simply known as the emergency. But why? The answer reveals a complex story of neutrality, politics, and a nation's determination to forge its own path. To understand this, we need to go back to 1922. Ireland had just won independence from Britain after centuries of conflict. But the scars were fresh, and tensions remained high. The Irish Free State was barely 2 decades old when war broke out in Europe in 1939. When Britain declared war on Germany, many expected Ireland to follow. After all, they were still part of the Commonwealth. But Irish leader Éamon de Valera had other plans. In September 1939, de Valera declared Ireland neutral. This was a bold statement of sovereignty. Ireland would make its own decisions, not follow Britain automatically. But here's the thing. Under the Irish Constitution, a formal state of war could only be declared by the Dáil, Ireland's parliament. Since Ireland wasn't declaring war on anyone, it couldn't technically be called a war. The government then introduced the Emergency Powers Act and began referring to the period as the emergency. This wasn't just political wordplay. The term was carefully chosen to emphasize Ireland's neutrality, while acknowledging the serious situation facing the country. The emergency brought real hardships. There were food shortages, fuel rationing, and strict censorship. Tea, sugar, and bread were scarce. Gas masks were distributed. Dublin experienced blackouts to avoid attracting German bombers. Ireland mobilized over 40,000 troops and volunteer defense forces, not to fight in the war, but to defend Irish neutrality. The country walked a tightrope, maintaining neutrality while quietly cooperating with the Allies in specific ways, like sharing weather reports and returning Allied airmen who crashed in Ireland. Meanwhile, a substantial number of Irish citizens crossed the border to join the British forces, or the war economy as workers. The term, the emergency, has stuck in Irish memory. Even today, older generations still use it. It represents a pivotal moment when Ireland asserted its independence on the world stage, refusing to be drawn into Britain's wars. The neutrality policy was controversial at the time and remains a topic of debate today. Critics argued Ireland should have stood against fascism. Supporters say it protected a young nation still recovering from its own civil war. So when Ireland called World War II the emergency, it wasn't denial, it was a declaration. A statement that Ireland would chart its own course, on its own terms. And that's a decision that still shapes Irish identity today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please share, like and subscribe for more videos exploring Irish radical history and the hidden stories behind the headlines.